to show you how to shuck your own corn and butter it, season it, wrap it up in foil, and toss it on the grill. We are doing, let's see, ribs, lobster, a little bit of salmon, potatoes au gratin, squash au gratin, small corn on the cob, a couple of baked potatoes, and then we have some coleslaw and things on the side. And that is going to be our grilling for the evening. So, first thing is, I keep my shopping bag. One of the plastic ones, I just open it up, and that's where I put everything that I pull off of the corn. And even though a good portion of my family grew up farming, I actually learned how to do this in New York from a non-farming family member, my Aunt Lynn. We used to buy it at the farmer's stand on the highway on the way home and pick out some sweet white corn, then go home and shuck it on the front porch, and then she would grill it up along with whatever else that we had up there. Those are nice summers. So actually tonight I'm going to be seasoning these two different ways. One is a little spicy and one is a little savory. They're both going to have butter, Himalayan salt, and ground peppercorn pepper. And then one of them will have a little Old Bay seasoning, which is a Cajun fish boil type seasoning. And the other one will have rosemary instead of the Cajun. So rosemary is an earthy flavor. It does wonderful things for food. If you haven't used rosemary, get crushed rosemary. Not the regular rosemary. If it doesn't say crushed specifically, then it comes in too long of pieces, and the texture of it really takes away from whatever it is that you made with it. So get the crushed, because that way the texture won't take away from it, and you just get the awesomeness. So now I'm just getting the hair off. All those little pieces, and really you don't have to get it all, but try to get as much as you can, because if you know, when you're eating corn on the cob, it can be really annoying to have the little strings in the way or in your teeth. So you're never going to get them all, but get as much as you can. And I'm just going to snap the end off like that, and in a moment I'm going to cut them in half. This is one that I already did earlier. Just going to snap the end off of it as well. Two more to go. So when I'm choosing corn, I look for a medium to large size, not too small. But in general with foods, hold that thought. Mom has a phone call. She's in the background. She's in town for her doctor's appointment. So she's going to take a phone call right now.
Again. All right. I'll take his 800 number.
Well, you actually may want to go in the bedroom and call him back, because the conversation will be recorded on here. Oh, okay.
I was going to call him in the bedroom.
Never mind. I thought it was my uncle calling again, but I guess not. Let's see, what was I saying? When I pick it. So, in general, when I choose vegetables, I don't go with the philosophy of bigger is better, for a couple of reasons. One, in general, the smaller they are, the more flavor they tend to have. Now, too small is too small. They didn't quite grow enough, they're the runt, whatever. But in general, the smaller of the average size is going to be more flavorful than your larger ones. And what else? I look for a good dark green. A little bit of brown on the corn husk is okay. Like you can see here on the end. This was okay. This was on the end. That's okay to see. You don't want a lot of brown, because that could mean that the corn on the inside is going bad. But a little bit of brown on the outside leaves, not a problem at all, because those suckers are meant to die off first. Alright, pretty good. There's one more to go. And let's see. If I weren't talking to you, this would have been done quite a bit faster. So don't think that it takes a long time to shuck corn. It really doesn't. It's just a mess if you don't have something to catch it all in. So please do yourself a favor and have something to catch it all in. Almost. It's really tempting on that last one to just let the strings go and let them be. Don't do it. Don't do it. Go get them. It's worth it. All right. I already have some foil ready to go, and the way I'm about to do it isn't the perfect way to do it, but it's my preferred method. I'm just going to break them in half, or really close to half. As you can see, it's not quite half, but it's pretty close. Woo! Proud of myself. Woo! And there we have it. Okay, now the next part is really, really easy. I'm going to take some butter, some stick butter, rub it all over the corn. I'm going to sprinkle some salt, sprinkle some pepper, sprinkle the other flavor, whatever other seasoning I'm using. In one case it's the Old Bay seasoning, the other it's the rosemary. And then I'm going to tear off some foil, wrap it up, and on the grill it goes. Alright, so stick of butter, I usually grab one that's already started or almost done. That way I can just hold it in my hand and rub it all over there. I'm going to put it where I have a little grip with the wax paper. Sometimes the wax paper stays, sometimes I end up just tossing it because it's in the way. Just get a nice, good coat of butter on there. Oh yeah. Sounds like we have a guest. Oh, Jennifer's here. Hey Jennifer, I'm in the kitchen making a cooking video. So if you come too close to me, you'll be on film.
She's here, so stay over here.
Oh yeah, I'm making a cooking video, so if you come too close to me, you'll be on film. Anything you say will be in the film. Just keep that in mind, and I am almost finished. Got probably less than 2 minutes to go. Everyone has to greet the animals.
Right. Lord knows they won't be happy till you do.
'Tis true, 'tis true.
So dish yourself, or?
Do what?
Dish yourself.
Oh, Taylor's in there playing with the dog.
Probably.
on the line.
Or either because I was playing with Taylor. I'm not really sure how that works sometimes.
Alright. Got a little bit of butter left. I can use that on something else later.
Yeah,
My hands were clean before I was touching all over the butter. Let's see. Get some of that off of there.
Some chemicals, you know, for the thing. And getting how long like safety goggles and things last me long.
And in the background, you are hearing the reasons why you should use the right safety gear while cooking.
Yes. That's why they recommend.
Just follow the guidelines. It's there for a reason. We don't tell you this stuff for our health.
Especially when you're cutting onions.
Yes.
Yes. It's like that onions.
Definitely. All right. So now we've got 4 and 4. I'm going to do salt, pepper, rosemary, salt, pepper, old bay.
And cool.
All right. Now these Himalayan salt, pink salt grinders tend to grind up a lot with just a few quick turns. It's really easy to do too much. So I twist it up in the cap, and then I use it. So each side gets a little, and then I turn them, and I do it again. And since they're all getting the same base seasoning, I'm doing all the salt and pepper at once. Makes for less measuring. And let's see, I want even sizes. That'll work. Rosemary you can be pretty liberal with. Old Bay too, actually. But since it is just corn, you want to keep it a little light. And once you've started the different seasonings, don't switch sides of the foil for the corn, or else you'll cross the seasonings because they're also underneath the corn on the foil.
Have to do that all the time. They pay me to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, something that's more heavy to be tightened.
What?
It's kind of heavy to be tightened.
Yeah. I just want to teach you. Let me know me, tell me everything.
And usually just 3 turns of the corn for seasoning is good. By then you've gotten pretty much all the sides. Okay, time to wrap them. Yeah. Foil out. Now, for those of you that have known me for a while, that's Jennifer in the background there. Best friend since 5th grade.
Hi!
So some of you may have spoken to her on the phone a few times. In college. Alright, 1 corn. So difficult, I know.
Yeah.
2 corn.
See, we know me
The idea is just get it covered. Wrap it up and cover it. Nothing fancy. Alright, one more strip. Just like a baked potato, really. Actually, I am doing some baked potatoes, and it is literally the same process with one exception. I stab the baked potatoes with a fork. Stab them with a fork like 5 or 6 times, cover them in butter, cover them in salt and pepper. Probably just stick with salt and pepper. Wrap them up in foil just like the corn, and bake them. Or grill them. Look at that, 2 veggies, 1 video. Beautiful. Okay. Alright. And foil is not something that decomposes in the landfill very well. So I try to waste as little as possible, even though I use it on an almost daily basis. All the more reason not to waste it, right? So I'm using the foil that I used originally to set it all up on. And I had that intention to begin with. If I wasn't going to use it, then I would have used newspaper or a paper bag from the grocery store. When Tommy was getting the ribs ready earlier, he used a paper bag from the grocery store to set it all on. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Or at least reduce and reuse. Recycling seems to create a lot of waste that we didn't need to begin with, but that's a different day's conversation. Alright, corn's ready. I've already forgotten which one's rosemary, which one's Old Bay, so
Surprise.
roulette corn, I guess. Russian roulette corn when we get done. There is a difference in color, so I'll be able to open it and see red or green, and it will be a significant enough difference that no one has to be afraid that they're going to bite into spice that they don't need to. Alright. Enjoy your corn.